today with Ruger releasing the RXM. This is the Magpul collaboration between them two. You know, this is pretty much goes in a long line of those Gen 3 Glock 19 polymer or Glock 19 Gen 3 clones. And you've got the Palmetto State Dagger. You've got the Ruger RXM. You've got the polymer. Was it P9 or P80? You've got the Stoger STR9, all those go, and then you've got the original Gen 3 Glock 19. So we're going to compare them today and say, you know, if you're comparing one of the clones, or is the original always going to be the better? So we're going to go through all of them and see which, if you have to pick one of these, this one runs about $250, $300. What's this one running? The Ruger, about 400.
I paid roughly 500 for it.
Okay, about between $400 or $500 for the Ruger. Again, the Ruger is the thing is the Magpul created this its own grip module for these. Again, but the rest of everything takes Glock mags, but it's got a different type of angle than I guess what you would get on the Glock as far as how that grip angle is on there. You can see there's a little bit more flat compared to, you don't have that as much of that curvature in the back there that you did on the original Gen 3. And you've got the polymer P80 or P90. What is this, P80, P90? Well, 80. Which this one really reminds me of the Dagger. We were supposed to bring a Dagger, but Chris forgot it, you know how old people are. But let's see how they are. Here we go. Alright, so we're all going to run through all these Glock. We're going to do the original Glock, the Stoger, the polymer, the new Ruger, and then kind of rank them at the end. So I'm going to go first. I'm just going to try to run through real quick on camera and get everybody else to get through and see what they do. We're going to start with the polymer. See how this one does. Oh.
Yep, see.
Uh-oh. What's going on here? Not good.
It might need lubed. It's been set for about 5 years.
You want me to spit on it?
Man.
There it goes. Now it's going. It keeps going back, locking back.
I think you're riding the slide.
Yeah, I might be right. No, it keeps locking. So we're going to disqualify Mr. Polymer for right now until we figure out what's going on with that one. Let's go over to the Ruger. This is the new guy. Let's see how she does. Uh-oh. This isn't starting out well. So we gotta hang. Oh. It's getting a failure to feed, so I think what's going on is
1 hour later.
Alright, we're gonna start over. We had some malfunctions. We think we got it figured out. Had maybe too many bullets in there. Got this one lubed up. Let's see. I'm gonna give them all another shot before we keep going. No. Sprayed me. That's why you wear glasses. It sprayed in my face. No, for some reason this is having an issue. It keeps locking back. So we're gonna put that one aside. Let's go back to the Ruger. Make sure we're in there nice and tight. Oh, see, same thing. So I don't know if that's the ammo. You'll see this, guys. It's hanging up. So I don't know if that's maybe it's cheap issues or.
I've never had that issue.
It's because you're jamming the mag.
Yes, it's that one in there. So these are all in there. They're good. There it goes. Pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe it's a fluke. We'll try. We'll see. Let everybody else run. But it kept having issues of failure to feed. That might be because he fully loaded it and he had all 15 in there. But something to think about. All right, here we go. The Stoger. Stoger is, I think, the only one that actually has metal mags. And these don't. That's the thing with the Stogers. They're Glock clone, but they don't use Glock mags. They use their own proprietary mags. I think probably just a way for you to have to, you know, spend money on their stuff. There we go. Like again, I've shot, you know, about 1,000 rounds through. I have no issues with this one so far. And again, we got the original, the OG, the Glock 3. This is the Glock. Again, did we really think that one was going to malfunction? Actually, out of them, to me so far, the ones when they did fire, it's kind of a toss-up between this and the Stoker. I'm going to shoot them again and see, but the recoil, you know, when you really get up there on that Glock, as far as that bore axis, you can, you know, you don't have as much flip. I'm going to have to run this one again just to make sure, but that might be kind of a toss-up between the original OG Glock and that Stoker. The other ones, we're going to figure out the issues and see if maybe if they have problems or, you know, maybe it's something we're doing. But all right, let's keep going. All right, Stoker. Buck line.
That's it. Nice.
So get the polymer to run. Alright, we all ran through pretty much all of them. Again, we got the new Ruger RXM. I don't know why I can't talk today. The Stoker STR9, the polymer, and the original Glock 19 Gen 3. We ran through different ammo. We've got a bunch of 115, 24. We've got aluminum. We've got, you know, cheap ammo. We've got Winchester. We ran through all the different type of ammo. So now we're going to break them. Again, we did have malfunctions with the Ruger where it was a failure to feed. It kept getting stuck on the ramp. Did we narrow that down? Was that ammo related or?
Mag related.
Mag, so it's magazine related. Biggest difference too, again, if you don't know about that Ruger RXM, it does have the grip modules a little bit more straight, kind of a combination between the Glock Gen 3 and a 1911 as far as how the grip is set up on there. It feels really nice, really good texturing in your hand. It is optic ready. Blacked out rears with a dot, kind of a, you know, night vision type sight on the front. Really good gun for about $400. Ranking them again, you got the Stoker. The biggest thing between the Stoker, out of all four of these, the Stoker's the only one that has a proprietary mag. So even though it's a Glock clone, you can't use the Glock mag, which is kind of, you know, seems like it almost defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? So it's not going in there. We did have some problems with the polymer. We think it might have been a spring related. The spring on here broke. I don't know if we can knock it down as quality or if that's just something wear and tear. And again, the Glock 19 is the Glock 19. So if y'all had to rank them, what are y'all thinking?
Well, I still like the Glock. The Stoker, very close. If I was on a budget, I would buy the Stoker. I like the Glock mags.
Yeah.
But if you have a budget, go with the Stoker. It's a good gun. Shoots very comparable to the Glock.
And again, the Glock runs you about $550. This one runs you anywhere $3. I bought this for $250. I've seen people get them for that, maybe a little higher. $400. This is probably around about $400.
Yeah.
Okay, so you bought the Ruger. So what are you thinking after running through all of them?
After running through all of them, the Ruger definitely has snappier recoil than the standard Glock 19. Stoker, it shot good. I'm not a fan of that heavier trigger though that it has compared to the Glock 19 and the RXM.
Well, that was a nice heavy though.
It was
Not bad.
it was nice. I'm just not necessarily a fan of that of the heavier. Then when it came to the polymer 80, it was nice, but
Glock trigger.
having that issue with that spring, I just not a fan of that. Granted, you can't really knock it for that, I guess. But if I was to pick one, I'd actually probably go with the Glock 19 Gen 3 original.
The original over the clones.
Yeah.
Now, Chris is he shoots Glock professionally. being a a Glock expert of sorts, what do you think of between the three clones we got here, and which again I think this one is really close from. I have shot a dagger that feels like a dagger to me. It just something broke. Just the nature of the game. But what are you thinking as far as comparing those?
As far as what I like, what I shot today, the OG's gonna win it. Stoger's gonna be second. RXM be third, and this will be last.
Let last. And again, I would agree and disagree to a point. And I think Jason, are you pretty much the same type of?
Yeah, yeah. And this one, I put this gun together probably 5 years ago. It was the first pistol I ever put together. I very easily could have put something wrong.
Okay.
I'll take it back apart. It might not be a gun still. Very easy to do it.
Okay. Again, sorry about the wind. So if we're looking at it, price rise, to me, these shot as far as your recoil, your bore axis and the snappiness, these and the trigger on these felt almost identical. I thought that the Stoger trigger was a little bit more crisp than the Glock trigger, which always feels like a little gritty to me. But you're talking $550 to $250. That's huge. Again, you don't get the Glock mags. There's always a give and take. Again, no slide serrations, really aggressive slide serrations. This one's really cool. Like I said, it's a dagger. I think it was functioning. My problem with that and this one, there was a lot more snap and felt recoil in the wrist. It's like you really had to kind of control to keep that down in place, which these two, it really didn't seem like it's that much of an issue. And that may be due to the difference in the grip module. How the grip is set up on that gun. That the fact that they tried to fix it with the 1911, that could be why you're feeling what you're feeling. So again, if I had to rank it, I would probably do the same. I would probably be a toss up between you're trying to save money, or if you're wanting the OG. These felt to me identical. So the best of these, as far as being a clone to the Glock, would be the Stoger, except for the mag, which again, all the rest of these use the Glock mag. The Ruger, I think, is a really good concept. We did have some issues with it, which was probably magazine related, but it just you're getting a lot of bang for the buck. But the fun in shooting just wasn't there for me as much as it was the other ones. But all right, well, again, if you're in the market for a Glock 3 clone, man, I hope that gives you all the info. We'll try to do some more. We get some more of these out there. There's plenty of them on the market. I think you have like the Lone Wolf and again the Dagger and all these other ones. So, all right. So, man, I hope they get you what you need. Until next time.